This league has got to figure out a way to honor Angel Reese in all this. That's right. Complex has put out their 10 most influential women in sports. And Angel Reese is not going to like this because she got beaten by Caitlin Clark for number 1.
That's nice.
And she was shooting the shit out of it.
Of course she was.
Right, so she was shooting the shit out of it.
And she's the face of the league.
Agreed.
She's the face of the league. Agreed.
That's nice. And of course, she was shooting the underscore out of it. She's the face of the league, right? Agreed. But let's talk about what just happened in the so-called unrivaled league, because this was an absolute joke. The league just got badly exposed for doing exactly what we all suspected, propping up Angel Reese while ignoring far more deserving players. This so-called recognition isn't about skill, stats, or actual performance. It's pure, unfiltered BS. Dior Hami got robbed. Plain and simple. Somehow, the league bent over backward to make sure Reese landed a spot on the second team, while far more deserving players like Hami were completely snubbed. And the worst part? It's all a publicity stunt. Reese over Hami? Really? 29-2 isn't second team numbers. This isn't about competition anymore. It's about clout chasing and forced narratives. While Caitlin Clark is out here breaking records, elevating the WNBA, and proving her dominance, Angel Reese is being handed awards she hasn't earned, and fans are calling it out. Let's be real. Most influential female athlete right now? Caitlin Clark, by a mile. She ran away with a top spot, leaving Reese and even Simone Biles behind. So today, we're diving deep into how the unrivaled league got caught red-handed, why Reese isn't the star they claim she is, and how this media-driven favoritism is backfiring spectacularly. Buckle up, this one's going to be explosive. Congratulations to the second team all-unrivaled, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Ryan Howard, and of course, Angel Reese. You couldn't figure out a way to put a picture of her missing layups in there? Reese actually responded, saying, "Thank you for trusting and believing in me. Wait a minute. I was told it was Caitlin Clark, then Angel Reese. So why is Reese all the way down on the second team? Shouldn't she be on the first team?" The unrivaled league's decision to put Angel Reese on the second team is raising serious eyebrows, and for good reason. Let's be honest, this wasn't about rewarding performance. This was about keeping Angel Reese relevant at all costs. The league had to find a way to include her, even if it meant bending reality and snubbing far more deserving players. Are we really going to sit through the fake importance of double-doubles again? No one gets hollow double-doubles like Angel Reese. First, let's talk about Dior Hami, who was outright robbed of a spot she actually earned. Hami put up 20 points and 10 rebounds per game, numbers that completely outshine Reese. But instead of giving credit where it's due, the league sacrificed merit for media attention. Oh, 19.9 and 9.8, so basically 20 and 10, and Hami still got robbed. And speaking of overhyped stats, let's break down Angel Reese's so-called dominance. People keep throwing around her double-doubles like they mean something, but here's the truth. Most of her rebounds come from her own missed shots. She's padding her numbers, not leading her team to actual success. Fans have called them hollow double-doubles because they don't translate into game-changing performances. Oh, and let's not forget, she led the league in personal fouls per game. Her defensive discipline? A complete mess. Second team? I was told she was elite. I was called a racist for saying she's not that good. If she's so elite, why wasn't she named to the first team? Think about it. If she's truly one of the best players in the league, shouldn't she be leading the pack instead of being squeezed onto the second team? That alone exposes how forced this entire narrative is. The unrivaled league wanted Reese on the list, but even they couldn't justify putting her at the top. Let's talk numbers. 16 players had a higher points per game average than Reese. She led the league in rebounds per game, but also in personal fouls per game. And her points won't translate to the WNBA well because free throws only count for 1 point. That should tell you everything you need to know. At the end of the day, this isn't about basketball, it's about marketing. Angel Reese wasn't placed on the second team because she deserved it. She was placed there because the league needed attention. And the backlash from fans proves that people see right through the act. 12 rebounds per game? How many were from her own missed putbacks? Let's be real. Angel Reese didn't make the second team because of her skills. She made it because the unrivaled league needed a headline. This was never about basketball. It was about boosting views, sparking controversy, and forcing Reese into conversations where she doesn't belong. And guess what? Fans aren't buying it. Y'all be throwing Angel Reese in there for clout purposes. If you actually watch her play, she's horrible. Bro, y'all doing too much with this black versus white BS. From the moment this list dropped, people called out how Reese was handed this spot to manufacture hype, not because she earned it. Look at the players who were snubbed. Dior Hami, clearly superior in both points and efficiency, was left off entirely. Meanwhile, Reese, who led the league in personal fouls and relied on putbacks, was celebrated as a top player? Make it make sense. But this is just part of a bigger pattern. The WNBA and its affiliates keep forcing Angel Reese down everyone's throat, even when the numbers don't back it up. And this unrivaled league selection? It's just the latest desperate attempt to keep her in the spotlight. Look at Breanna Stewart, one of the league's best players, playing through a knee injury just to compete in this so-called league. Was she recognized the same way? No, because unlike Reese, Stewie didn't need the media machine to prop her up. Meanwhile, Sabrina Ionescu quit early, knowing this league wasn't even worth her time. That alone speaks volumes. And here's the real truth. The unrivaled league knows exactly what they're doing. By forcing Angel Reese onto this list, they're guaranteeing media coverage, online debates, and social media engagement. They saw how much drama surrounds her and used her name for clicks. But let's be honest, there's no world where Angel Reese is a bigger star than Simone Biles. People are acting like she's Bird and Magic combined. But no. At the end of the day, this wasn't about honoring the best players. It was about generating headlines. And the fact that fans immediately called out the BS proves that the league's clout-chasing move is backfiring in real time. If the unrivaled league thought pushing Angel Reese onto the second team would cement her as a top player, they failed miserably. Because the reality is Caitlin Clark continues to overshadow her in every possible way. No matter how hard the media tries to push Reese as a superstar, Clark's dominance, impact, and actual influence make her the real face of women's basketball, and the numbers prove it. Just look at what happened when Complex released its list of the top 10 most influential women in sports. Angel Reese fans must have been furious when Caitlin Clark ranked number 1, beating out Reese and even Simone Biles. And let's be honest, that ranking was spot on. At this point, the unrivaled league's agenda is crystal clear. They didn't put Angel Reese on the second team because she earned it. They did it to generate headlines and force her into the spotlight. But here's the problem. Fans aren't falling for it. People are calling out the blatant favoritism, the media-driven hype, and the way more deserving players were snubbed just to keep Reese relevant. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark continues to dominate, not because the media is forcing her, but because her performance speaks for itself. Clark is breaking records, bringing in historic viewership, and proving why she's the true face of women's basketball. No PR stunt can change that.